Are you gonna do it?
This is a momentous occasion.
I know.
We haven't had a kitchen sink of our own in a year.
Yeah.
I don't know how to work it, but
Water just shot out over there.
that's not good.
That's not good at all. What?
That's coming out of the hot water line. There's not a hot water unless it's like backfeeding. There's not a hot. What?
There's no hot water. All right, so take two.
Alright, take two.
Is anything shooting out this time?
Are we going to leak or not? Alright guys, so we're doing something pretty exciting this weekend. We're gonna start moving in this thing. There's a whole lot to do. There's a few things I gotta finish up before we start moving stuff in here. The shower's not completely done because the hot water heater isn't here yet. That'll be here in a day and a half. So for a day and a half, we're gonna have to take showers in the camper, but it is what it is. The countertop is done and it looks absolutely fantastic. I'll show you here later when we get it cleaned up, but I'm gonna put some blocking up here with a little fire going. But I'm gonna put some blocking up here and then we're gonna start moving stuff in here. So you're gonna get to see the solar system that we have. Yeah, you'll get to see all that. But there's a lot to do. And we're kind of be bouncing around, doing different things. So stick with us. There's gonna be some cool stuff in here, but it's gonna be a little bit different than normal videos because I'm not building something. We're gonna actually start moving in here. We painted the floor. Flooring isn't here yet. It's being ordered, or it's been on order. We're waiting on that. Nothing around here is ever like in stock in town, ready to pick up and go, especially if it's something specialty, like the LVP that we're putting down. So yeah, we're gonna start moving in. We're gonna get the solar system put in here. We're gonna get the internet down here. We're gonna get the kids set up upstairs so that they can be doing their thing and out of my way while I tear the camper apart and get the solar power down here. So let's do it. Give me that little screwdriver. Okay, so now that we have everything secured to where it's not gonna somehow fall and self-destruct, let's tell you what we got here. We've got a EG4 3000 watt inverter, 120 volt. Here's the specs on it. That's the model and everything. It's been a really good unit. I just pulled it out of the camper. This has been running the camper since we've been here, and even since right before we left Texas, a couple months before we left Texas. So we'll call it 6 months that this system, these two batteries and this inverter has been running the camper. But now it is going to run our cabin. Down here is two EG4 LL batteries, 5.12 5.12 or 5,120 watt hours or 5.12 kilowatts. The only thing missing here is our third battery. Still got to get it in, but for now we're gonna get these two hooked up to that inverter, and this comes from the generator to the inverter to charge. This goes to our generator transfer switch, because right now, as you can see, the lights are on the generator. And as soon as I get all this wired up and hooked up, we'll be able to flip the switch from the generator transfer switch and run the cabin off of this inverter. So that's where we're at. Oh yeah, this is a EG4. EG4. You can see if I can get this open. Yeah, EG4 server rack, and this is a really nice unit. When we put the third battery in here, it'll be full, and that'll be more than enough power to run this place. The only thing that we will not hook up, well, you'll sort of see me hook it up because I'll put the disconnect up here, but the only thing that will not be complete with this is the solar panels to here, because the solar panels are 150 feet that way, and we have to get wire to get this way. I don't have quite enough. I measured it out earlier. I have 100 feet of wire, so we're about 50 foot short. So we've got to order some wire. But with no air conditioner running and stuff, this battery should last. My guess is 2 days in here before we have to start the generator and charge the batteries. Before I unhooked these from the camper, they were full power, and you'll see when I get it all hooked up. I don't want to turn it on now because this whole process get it shut down. So these batteries are at 100%. They're ready to rock and roll. They were charged by the sun today, but for the next few days until we get the wire for the solar panels in, they will be charged by the generator via this cable right here going to our generator plug. So that's our setup. Really basic. This inverter is a charge inverter actually, so it charges and inverts electricity from the battery. So we got to get it all wired up. If you see me wire something up wrong right now, I'll change it later, because I don't know everything and I've only done this twice. So yeah, we're gonna try to get it wired up. If you see me do it wrong, I'll probably fix it later, or I'll find out really fast that I did it wrong because everything goes pew. So let's do it. I've never known 100% which one of these go to, but I'm assuming that the negative here will go here, the negative here will go here, and then on the third battery the negative here will go here, and then the negative coming from the batteries to the inverter will hook up right here. I think that's the way we're gonna do it. Finally, we'll be able to get to turn the Harley Davidson off out there, which I gotta move the inverter generator down here. Anyway, to charge these, but that probably won't happen until tomorrow. pro tip. I'm no pro, but just a tip. These batteries come with these jumper wires. You don't have to buy them. Each battery comes with a set. They come with a set, they come with data wires and everything. A set of jumper cables, set of data wires, everything. And then the inverter actually comes with the wires that you need to go from these batteries to the inverter. You don't have to buy that either. At least that was the case year and a half. That wasn't a year and a half ago. That was probably a year ago I bought this stuff. So tariffs might have changed some of that stuff. We're putting these on here loose so we can put them on the bus bar. So I'm gonna take this first one to this one. I think that's how it should work. So we're gonna come in. The last time I did this, I ran it like this. But I don't like putting the wire in that much of a bind. So I think I'm gonna do it like that. Yeah, we'll do it like that. So we're gonna cut this one. Bring it back. These are number 3 Phillips. These are number 2 on the bus bar. Actually, I have enough. I can go out that side. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Data for the batteries. Data here to there to the inverter with this. Then negative. Here. Would it go there or would it go there? I think it would go. Man, it could go there. And the batteries definitely don't go there. I mean, it threads on. Okay. That one's on. Okay. I think our data wire plugs into this. If I remember right. And then this wire here down to the bottom of this one. Okay, and that's all our wires. Way down in there is our battery cable terminations. I'm not going to be able to get it on video for you guys to see, but just trust they're way in there. They stick up from the bottom, and right is your negative, and you see these battery cables come with this like square end on it, and there's like a square groove that this fits in where it terminates. sit up in there and hold it. These terminations should be torqued, but it's really snug on a screwdriver is going to be fine. And then our positive, see, same thing, square. And this comes up on the left side. Sometimes you gotta fiddle fart around with it, and then it slides right in. Okay. Those are both good. So, AC in, AC out, PV in. So, AC in is going to be our generator. Pull my line and neutral away from each other and separate the ground. And this is our ground on the very far left for everything in this panel. It's on the far left. And yeah, okay. Might need a tiny bit more off of that. Okay. So that one is in, and this one's supposed to go in the same spot. So we'll cut right there. Both grounds are in. Make sure they stay in. Okay, both grounds are in. Now we gotta do our line, which is this one. Shouldn't have stripped all these because I'm gonna have to re-strip them all. That goes up. Careful with the inverter. Alright. Inverter. It's not permanently attached to the wall.
Kelly in here, Daddy?
No.
Yeah, we must have gone.
Okay, and then our PV in goes right there. Alright, so we could power this up. They have a data wire. It needs to go here. Okay, so we're gonna power these batteries up. I'm gonna power these up 100%, 100%. They're on standby. All right, now we can turn on the breakers to the inverter. Okay, everything's been reset. Okay, I tested it. We're at 120 volts. Swap it. Okay, we should have power on the inverter. We're running on solar. Yay! Yeah, we're running on solar.
Just solar.
Just solar. And look, none of the lights flash. Oh, it's beautiful.
Daddy, can I turn them to you now?
Yeah, the internet's gotta come back up. Alright, we're fully running off of these batteries. Only thing left to do is hook up solar panels, but that'll probably be next week. I'm gonna charge these with a generator for now. So yeah, that's the solar. That's it.
You helping me clean? You're doing good.
starling. A bit of an odd post. Little cedar. Okay, we have this log loaded up. This is that maple that I just cut down. It is very green and very heavy. I hope my saw makes it to the end. It should. I can scoot it down if I need to. I might scoot it down before we start. But I'm gonna get a cant cut out of this. This is gonna be the post. We're gonna make the post for the post and the 1-bys we need. I'm gonna try to get out of this for the rails on the landing. I'll show you when we get in there after we cut them. But so we're going to try and cut some. I need at least 4 40-inch long like 3x3s or something out of these, something square like that. So we'll try. So obviously this log was not the best one to mill, but you see me make a bunch of extra cuts getting it to this size because I was just learning, you know. I just wanted to make as many cuts as possible to see how the log reacts to the blade and, you know, everything else. I just need to learn this thing. So I wanted to just make as many cuts as possible to see how everything kind of reacts together. But this thing is super green and it is really wanting to like move. Like it's sitting like this, and it really wants, like it's sitting straight like this on the bunks, and it really wants to move like this. I can tell that by just the way it's reacting to the blade. Like after I cut it, you can almost watch this thing go. You won't be able to see it on camera, but staring at it as I'm cutting it, I can see it wanting to come this way. But this is gonna be, I can get probably 2 posts out of this for the railing. And again, it is green, so it's gonna move and kind of do its own thing. So we'll have to adjust it at some point, but I need to somehow get 2 more. And the top of this thing, I don't know if I can get 2 more out of it. So this is 4 1/4 by 3 1/4, 4 1/4 by 3 1/4. And that'll be the post, I think, at the top. I could maybe cut this in half. Well, if I cut it in half, that would put 2 inch. Let's see. So right now we are at 4 inches. I thought I read 4 1/4 earlier. Might have been on a bump though. Yeah. Well, it's 4 3/16 down here. Yeah, 4 5/8 down here, because the way this sawmill is cutting still, as you see down there at the very end, see it moves? It moves like that. But this log, as I was cutting it, moved so much, I can't say it's because of that. You know, it might be that the log is just moving. Because I've referenced all of these on that saw blade and they're all the freaking same. So I don't know. I just know I need to start cutting stuff and I'm tired of fooling with it, and I've got it about as good as I can, I think. I don't know. Maybe I can get it better. You guys know my trial and errors with this thing. I'm trying really hard with it, but I think I might actually cut that in half. I might go down 2 inches, cut that in half, and that'll put a 2 by 3 as our post for our railing, and I think I can attach that really well, that it'll be fine. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna cut this 2 by 3, or cut this in half so I get 2 2 by 3s. So let's do that. I got that first board you saw cut into, instead of cutting it into like 2 by 3s or whatever I said, I cut it into 2 by 4, actual 2 by 4s, and it's actually like 4 1/4. So that's gonna be our post, and then we need some 1 by material for like slats to use as like railing. This right here is the middle section of that tree. It's a little bit straighter. If I can at least get, I don't know, a handful, because I need like 3 on each side probably. Yeah, probably like 3 on each side. So if I could get 2 1/2 out of this, I think I'd be pretty happy. I don't know, we're gonna try. We have our boards. They're not perfect, but we have boards. And we're gonna make some railing out of it that I think is gonna be real nice. And yeah, I think we're gonna be all right. It's green, so it's gonna move, but I think even still, it's gonna do what I need it to do and not move away from its original position too far. We're gonna square this up and then cut our post and rails. Outside it looks great. Moving the inverter generator down to the cabin and the gorilla cart. This thing's forever old. But honestly, it's probably one of my favorite purchases ever. This thing is awesome. Okay, we're gonna test out charging with the generator on the solar. We'll see if this thing is gonna run or if it's gonna want oil. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah, I think we got it. Most of the time this thing wants me to put oil in it. I heard it. Period idling up. That means it's charging. We'll go check inside. You see, I did switch from powering the cabin to charging the cabin. So right is charge, left is power. Okay, charging. 49%. Let's see if we can see input. Input 120 volts. So since I don't have PV connected, let's see if I can get it to focus. Since I don't have PV connected, this is AC and PV. But since we don't have PV connected, we know that we're inputting 1500 watts. So, and I have bypass on. So it's charging and running the load instead of the batteries doing it. So, works. Alright, we got our Starlink in. The pulse all sucked, just like they always do. But that's it for this week. And there probably wasn't a whole lot, and gotta get the chainsaw. Probably wasn't a whole lot that made it in here because we moved into the cabin this week. But it looks really good. The view is really nice. Whenever we get it cleaned up, you'll be able to see all the way across the valley down into the brook. But that is gonna have to wait because we are just now moved in. And I got a whack load of stuff here I cut from the sawmill. Solar's in, generator's running. Because we've got to charge the batteries because I don't have the solar panels hooked up yet. But would you just look at that? I wish you guys could be here in person because you can see all the way across the valley and about a mile that direction down the valley, all the way across the valley, mile down the valley. Once we get this cleaned up, it's gonna look really cool. You'll be able to see all the way down to the brook. But anyway, that's it for this week. I'm out of breath. I was actually sick this weekend. And I'm finally getting over it. But that's it. Chainsaw's going up. Tools are going up. Mama is cooking enchiladas. We're gonna have a nice dinner. Probably a little fire. Supposed to get down to 38 here shortly. And then I'm going to bed. And I'm going to work tomorrow. See y'all in the next one. Appreciate it.